All right, welcome to Comics, my podcast with my mom where we look at comics. And today we're going to look at Doctor Strange and Superman.
Number 55.
Yeah, we're starting off with Doctor Strange, number 55. Love this cover.
This is great.
I know, I love the skull with all the entangled tongues and it's got some kind of other beak-like thing coming off of the back of it, another beak-like thing there.
Ooh.
It's the main reason I picked this one. They say don't judge a book by its cover.
But
I'm doing it anyway. Didn't say comic book, I guess.
You're drawn to dramatic covers.
Yeah, I love... I kind of like when his cape is purple versus, I think in red, it's traditionally red, right? Let's see. You can get your Warren Spawn
Cracker Jacks.
Braves Cracker Jack card. Let's see. We have an issue from 1982.
Another 82.
And the art here, Golden and Austin. So I guess two people. I don't. Is one the cover? I don't know. But two artists credited here, which is interesting. So we start off, and Doctor Strange is sad. I really love like the fine lines in a lot of this art. It's really nice. The color's really good too. I like the orange of his gloves. I'm not sure if the modern MCU one, if his gloves are just red to match his cape or not. I can't picture in my head. But he's sad because Clea's gone. She had to leave. And so he's getting over his breakup.
It's a breakup, not a...
Pretty much. They explain it a little bit. She didn't die or anything. Wong's trying to get him to take some tea. No, thank you. I wish to be alone. He's pouting, yeah. I love this rain on the windows, though. That looks cool.
And the window looks so much bigger than...
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Well, I like that they don't refer to him as his manservant. I don't think they call him that now. It's kind of a weird title. My manservant. You have to specify it's a man. He's a manservant. He's very manly in his servitude. And this is Sarah, a character I'm not familiar with. It's his business manager. Doctor Strange has a business manager.
Okay.
And she fills us in on why he's so heartbroken. Clea looked into the spirit of another woman who loved Stephen more than she did, and that she couldn't bear to see that that love denied him. So somebody else loves Doctor Strange more, and Clea's like, well, I'm going to get out of the way. But he's not over it yet. So he has this vision of Clea, but it's just that. It's just a vision. I love the smoke here. That's really cool as he's knocking over this.
He's got a temper. He's got,
A little bit.
But, I mean, that's who he was, He's a high-strung surgeon. He had an ego. You could become enlightened, but I don't know that you can change your human nature.
Yeah, Gandhi had a terrible temper.
She even says here, Morgana. Brings up Morgana.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, isn't that the name of the Merlin and King Arthur? Isn't there a Morgana in that?
Yeah.
Because she says Morgana, loves you through the eons or something like that.
So is she some sort of a witch, or?
It doesn't really make it clear.
Just introducing a character.
She met you in a past incarnation. Her love for you literally spans the ages.
Oh, Clea.
So
That's just asking for trouble.
This is the more interesting part. This is the reason why Doctor Strange is so upset, and we transition into this little purple-robed wizard with a croissant hat.
Yeah, that's weird.
And this is Dakim, the enchanter. So he is quite dead, as he says. This is his spirit that has been conjured by Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange makes a morbid wish. Now, don't be cross. Besides, you summoned me here. Just now you wished you were dead, and so you are. Naturally, I was drawn here to be a sort of spirit guide.
Whoa.
So he pulls out his ethereal form, his astral form, I guess is what it calls it. That's really cool. I like that illustration.
I like how the expression changes.
Oh yeah, like it really sells the out of body experience because he's looking and reacting to his own physical form. Yeah, I didn't
That's
really notice.
cool.
That's cool. It would be lame to just match it, and
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
lazy. But that's a cool way to do it. And it's a little bit like It's a Wonderful Life for a minute here, because he takes him on this journey here. You pulled me from my astral form, or you pulled my astral form free from my body. That's impossible. It would have been if you were alive. Still don't believe me? Well, that's understandable. Death takes some getting used to. Come along.
Oh.
So they're high over the Himalayas, and this is the Ancient One.
The Ancient One.
He said, the Ancient One alive, but he gave up his life to become one with the universe. He would have you mean if you had been his disciple. Remember, you also wished that you never studied magic. So this is like you get, if your wish came true, you'd regret it, sort of thing. Where if he hadn't have studied with the Ancient One, Baron Mordo would still be his disciple. And,
in the comics, Mordo is so much more evil seeming than in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't find him to be, which is kind of, in real life, I guess. But they were so
he was
true
like
to
a
Doctor
cultist
Strange.
guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas he seems a little more like he plays up the evil. He's a little more sinister. Like, not that being a cultist is a good thing, but he didn't have like a passion or something to him, or like a
ego,
flair.
Yeah,
exactly. He was just like trying to summon in Dormammu, and he didn't really like have much of a personality to me.
Yeah, not like in the comics.
So Mordo, who is now the Ancient One's disciple, since Doctor Strange in this vision had never fulfilled his destiny. Not just my enemy, my hated enemy. I love this mirror. That's one where they do match the facial expression, but it has a different purpose. It's transitioning of, that was just a vision, because wait, we're not seeing what the world would be like if Doctor Strange hadn't become himself, but he's in a mental asylum here.
Okay, yeah. They give you the clue of the...
And it wasn't Dakeem that had brought him into the spirit realm. It was, let's see, Dr. Keem. Dr. Keem's brought your cape and amulet. Why don't you put them on? I think he wants to take you out and show you something. So they're humoring him in his what do they call that? Straitjacket, I guess.
Yeah.
Turns out he's reading his own comic. In fact, there's a Doctor Strange movie. They're on the second one already.
Whoa.
So now Dakeem is messing with him by bringing him to this reality where he has no powers, that he's a fictional character. He's not having it, though. Doctor Strange is like, F that, I'm getting out of here. He tries to fly away. Oh, takes a bad fall. His cloak of levitation, if indeed that's what it ever was, fails to lift him higher. I love that facial expression. He looks so
I nearly broke
shocked
my clavicle.
There. They really sell it. Yeah, my clavicle. By Econ, my clavicle. By the hoary host of my clavicle. I don't know. Vishanti. So Cameron Powell actually stars in Doctor Strange 2 Beyond Ragador, which sounds like it would be, I could see that being an MCU, Beyond Ragador.
Yeah, but it would be a Thor
sounds
team
more
up.
like Ragnarok or something.
Yeah.
Cameron, they spell Cameron with 2 M's in this, which is Cameron Powell. They think it's the actor that plays him, and so he needs to run away from these rabid fans. Get his autograph!
Seraphim, save me.
I like the weird pink tint on all these. It gives them
crazy,
more intimidating, like a frantic energy than otherwise it would just be kind of cute that they were like, oh, a movie star, let's go get him. It gives them a more threatening aura, I think.
Yeah. And a dreamlike quality, or bad dream quality.
Yeah. This page here.
Yeah,
Where'd he
look at
go? Down this alley. He couldn't have gotten far. Man, did you see that cape? Yeah, I want a piece of it. He's going to rip his cape.
That's crazy.
So he hides behind trash cans, the best way to get away from a huge group of people. They they just didn't see him duck behind it, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you having another psychotic hallucination? Maybe he had never run from those fans to begin with. He's in this car with Dr. Keem again, who drives him to meet these artists, these creators. Steven, quotation marks, I'd like you to meet Ted Tavosky and Les Tane. Les, of course, writes the Doctor Strange books, and Ted illustrates them. Not sure about the first name, but I think Les Tane, it's an anagram of Stan Lee.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure who Ted Tavosky would be,
Ted.
but
Ted.
and this guy kind of looks like 70s or 80s Stan Lee. He looks like at least a characterization of him. And so they're like, wow, you must be Cameron Powell. Even better than Cameron Powell, his mustache is too short. I like this idea, though. I could see them doing something like this in the modern movies for Doctor Strange, just having a really meta, like one of the dimensions he goes to is he's a comic book character, and it gets all layered like that. That seems like
Yeah.
something they would do these days. But as he pushes these two artists away, they're just cardboard cutouts, so it gets even more surreal. I think that's what I like so much about this issue is there's these layers.
Yeah, layers of madness. It's crazy.
I feel like the modern Doctor Strange movies, the MCU movies, do a pretty good job of replicating this. Especially, I mean, the cover, that made me think of some of the Sam Raimi stuff in the newest Doctor Strange.
Right.
With all the kind of gothic or grotesque kind of horror elements to it I really like. So, turns out they zoom out of the layers. They've still been in the Sanctum Sanctorum this whole time. Another one of my favorite parts of this issue is these little midget versions
Of the
of the
Defenders.
superheroes. Well, we've got Cyclops, Spider-Man, Iron Man.
Okay,
Okay, boss! Strike the set, boys! It turns out they're not in the Sanctum. It's just another set. Got Mini Hulk there, Mini Daredevil and Captain America, Thor, the Thing's over here. He's wearing shoes.
Ew.
All the other character designs are... I like how his shield is a clipboard.
Is he wearing boots? Big boots?
Is Daredevil carrying... Is that Dormammu or something? He's got like a light bulb head,
Yeah,
though.
that's
hilarious. It's like a lamp. Yeah, the Thing, he's wearing Crocs or something. Or no, I think they have laces. But yeah, he's wearing shoes.
Or Hulk,
And then we
yeah.
have the Defenders. The Hulk. Sorry.
There we go.
Look who we have here. 4 of your fellow Defenders, I believe they're called. So, we had just looked at these guys a couple of episodes
Son
ago.
of Satan.
Damon Hellstrom, the alleged son of the mythic devil.
alleged.
Patsy Walker, former child model turned Hellcat. Next is Brunhilde, an Asgardian Valkyrie, formerly in the service of the godling Odin. I like godling. He's not a god, he's a godling. He's like a mini god. Or
But
something.
it's not son of Satan. It's son of a mythic devil.
Well, yeah, I think, he prefers to go by Damon Hellstrom. They call him son of Satan, but it's like...
Yeah.
And finally, Isaac Christians, once the mayor of a small town in Virginia, now transformed into a nearly indestructible gargoyle. It's the most description of his character out of all of them.
Yeah.
Turns out, though, and I love this, how she gets deflated and her wig falls off. They're all just an illusion. of
Valkyrie,
course.
no!
She's small.
Wow. Ew.
And they start carrying off Doctor Strange's house. We'll take really good care of it. Actually, we'll take unreal good care of it. I like this reaction shot too in the green tint it's got, or yellowish tint.
Oh, Damie, you're such a card. Bye, Doc.
She's like high kicking for some reason.
That's crazy.
So it turns out the end game here for Dakeem is to try to get Doctor Strange to kill himself with this big shiny knife. He's like, well, if you're so sad, why don't you just thrust this blade into your sternum here, and lost love will return. I love this. I love the cracks in his cave. This panel's awesome. The crackling energy and those little black dots give it a nice momentum. I don't really I never really understood the little leopard print looking things, but I can see that they do
it gives
something.
us some motion, some, yeah.
But yeah, that seems very 90s, modern. The cracks in the cape like that. It seems more modern than the 80s to me. I
Yeah.
associate that more with comics I grew up with.
Mile High Comics.
Yeah, here we go. You can get issue 25 of Fantastic Four for $20. I bet it's quite a bit more now. This is a great page. Turns out, Dakeem isn't, there's one more layer. Dakeem is actually despair.
Ah.
Not to be
ooh,
confused
this
with
is
the word
nice.
despair.
That
It's
transition.
despair. But yeah, I like his character design, the no teeth and the weird widow's peak kind of thing going on. It's got like a skull like
That whole
face.
black empty void.
And the red around his jagged word bubbles.
Yeah.
That's cool. Despair, of course, the legendary destroyer of hopes. You dared try to deceive me, demon, here in my own home? And I had you believing my lies. Don't deny it. You believed them for a little while.
I had you.
You believed we'd actually left this chamber. But that is of no matter now. I shall overpower you, yet you lovesick fool.
Oh my god.
I love how his little burning incense thing or whatever
he's got
flares up at
the
it.
kind of
He's
pattern
got the
too.
dots too. I think he's got like these tattered gloves to go with his cape. That's what that must be.
okay.
That's really cool. I love this reaction shot. His hair seems to go on end like that.
Yeah.
It's like all electrified. That's really cool. Downstairs, Wong and Sarah are hearing the whole house shake. Like, that scream came from upstairs. Could that have been Doctor Strange? Yeah, probably. It probably was him. He's always getting into adventures.
You think?
Cool how his fingers pop out of
Yeah,
the panel
pop out
a
of-
little bit. It makes it that much more confrontational.
Yeah.
All that power, and you cannot control even the tiniest bit to use against me. But I shall make use of it. Oh, yes! Despair. He might be a
Despair.
depressing guy, but he's got flair. He likes to be a
He's
villain.
got some fanciness.
Let's see. ElfQuest. There's an ad for ElfQuest #1.
Cerberus.
Yeah, I remember that vaguely. And the First Kingdom, I do not remember.
I
I'm
do not
familiar
remember that
with
either. ElfQuest. We have some ElfQuest. We have the big ElfQuest.
We're gonna have to go through an ElfQuest. One
I
of these
love
episodes. I know you
ElfQuest.
love ElfQuest. It's got to be on our to-do list. So they're gonna go rush upstairs, and this kind of reminds me. They do this in the modern movies where he
nice.
duplicates himself, but Despair is like, yeah, that trick doesn't work on me.
Yeah.
That's some basic shit. You need to-
Try again, buddy.
I'm Despair. Come on. I'm an overlord of deception. And Despair starts summoning
These are
these-
cool.
yeah, the tentacle and like roots. Apparently that was from a previous issue or a recent issue. What now? The very floor beneath my feet is being ripped asunder. Your end is come, Doctor Strange, but despair shall not claim your pitiful life. Your soul has already been claimed by the Ngari.
This is a great panel. That's him collecting everything he's got.
And his eyes
Yeah.
like lose their humanity. Crazy.
That's a
I
powerful
like
panel.
Despair's little mouth down there. I didn't notice that the
Ew.
first time I looked at this one.
Maybe that's who was on the cover. It was the bones of despair.
Yeah. And I hate to be a nitpicker, but I really like this issue, but we never really get these golden. That's as close as we get were those tentacles and stuff.
Right.
Those roots.
Yeah.
The Crimson Bands of Sidorak. So he starts trapping Despair. I cannot be destroyed. He's basically saying, you can't keep me here forever. That may be, demon, but you can be resisted so long as a man can face his deepest fears, so long as he possesses the slightest shred of hope, then can he overcome his despair. So she's like, Wong, why is the house shaking? Throbbing. What? Now is not the time for questions, Sarah. Now is the time for haste. Another really great reaction shot. They really have expressive facial close-ups.
Oh yeah,
these
this
two
one
artists.
too.
Intense. Maybe that explains why there's two artists credited. Maybe they just collaborated panel by panel, because some of these look like they're done by different people to me. I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Despair has a last-minute trying to get out of here, a last minute ploy to look like Clea, but he's not falling for it. He's got if they had to fully sell that he's over his heartbreak in this.
Oh yeah, that
by
does
putting him
it.
into a big rubber band ball.
The biggest rubber band ball.
Krakoom!
Whoa.
Seems more like a Thor sound effect. Krakoom,
Yeah.
But
That sound.
he got a nice shiny blade of the deal. Letter opener, maybe.
Wow.
In the end, I saw the truth. How truly wondrous is the will of man to survive a plunge into the depths of sorrow, to still find the strength to refuse death. This is all him thinking. Forgive us, master, but we heard a shout, and shout my foot. It was a scream. And then there was that horrific thunderclap. I'm surprised to find this place still standing. Doc, is everything all right? All right, Sarah? Perhaps. Perhaps not. But I do believe that things will get better. That's a weird, the yellow with the little dots. I kind of like it, but it's a weird choice. Also, I like how pointy his hair is.
Yeah, and he's all wistful.
It's very like, he's like nerdy Wolverine with his haircut.
Yeah.
But I like the way that the sun's peeking out there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So basically an issue about Doctor Strange getting over his heartbreak. He learns to try to be more positive, I guess. Master of Kung Fu.
Ooh.
This confused me. You go through and you know, we even got a little marker on that last page that said end, but then you get a bonus page. Behold, Clea! Though the silver-haired sorceress is gone from Doctor Strange's life, the mystic master shall never forget the love they once shared.
But yeah,
I think the
if
idea
you're
is
a kid, you cut
cut
it
this
out.
out,
Yeah.
put it on your wall, and be like,
Yeah.
guys, don't forget about Clea.
Yeah. And then you Spider-Woman.
New Spider-Woman. They should make a Spider-Woman in the MCU. Why haven't they?
Yeah.
He's mad
it's about
it.
time.
Why haven't they? Hey, I'm Melissa. And Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. You can do the Hoth run. You can go against the... Look how realistic those AT-ATs are. You can be in your little
Oh, that's funny.
polygon shooting lines at another bigger polygon.
My lines are better than your lines. That's awesome.
That looks fun, though. I would have
That's
played
awesome. Yeah.
it. One's red, one's black. I don't get it.
Easy. Easy
It's
peasy.
head-to-head,
Yep.
two-player. I don't know. All right.
That was a great one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Okay. So for my comic this week, I chose DC's 0 Hour Superman, the Man of Steel.
0 hour, 9 a.m.
And it's called Bats. And if you look around, look at all these different... Look at this guy.
Batmen from all different eras. This is what I grew up on, the animated series.
Yes. Look at this guy. He's got claws.
He's like the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns, I think.
And look at how big and like that bat logo
What's up with
is.
that one? He's got too baggy of a mask or a cowl.
And his ears are... Look at this
That's just
guy. He's
some guy that
really
stuck in.
tall.
Yeah, in
And
the
then you've got
90s
the
they
black.
made the really tall, pointy ears. I associate
Which
that
one would have
with
been
like
Norm?
with what?
Norm Breyfogle? Which one would have been...
Oh my god, look at his
Yeah.
giant. I thought those were long ears.
Look at his cape.
That must be the 90s when they broke his back and the other guy became Batman for a little while. I think they depicted him with the really long ears. Because he was a
Look
more
at these
brutal
ears.
Batman. Yeah, that's dorky. He's Elf Batman.
And then you've got the black costume. This big, thick logo is something else, though.
That's the way it was in Dark Knight Returns, though. It was really thick. That one doesn't even have a head. Look, it's just wings. Headless bat.
So, yeah, that's...
And it's the era of Superman where he's got a long, almost a mullet, you might
Almost.
say. I'll say it.
Almost.
This is from 94. I was 7 years old.
So
September,
this is
the month
the
of my
Superman
birth
that
even.
you'd be more familiar with. Not the Superman I was familiar with, but...
I think this might be our first jeans commercial.
yeah.
Jean ad in a comic. Haven't seen that before. Kind of a weird one.
A really weird pie.
It's Muggsy Bogues, basketball player.
Yeah. Denim vest wearing basketball player.
Jeans XAM, is that how you say it? XAM? I don't know.
XM?
I'm not familiar with the XAM jeans.
No, me either.
I'm sure this version of Super... Oh, he's got a ponytail.
I know! So does
I'm
he.
sure he wears them.
So does he. So we open up, and we get this Jeb welcoming Lois and Clark to this big concert that's taking place. And what is happening is that he's promoting this concert to raise funds because the town's been destroyed, part of the town.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's something that's happened. And he's always baiting Clark. He's like, don't be a wuss, kid. And then he's to Lois, babe, come with me. Babe came to us with the idea. So Babe is the band that's going to be playing.
Oh, really?
And the profits from the sales of the tapes and CDs will help the indigent of Metropolis.
Look how in his face he gets out.
I know. And and Jeb goes to Clark, what have you done for the city lately? And Lois is like, cut it out,
Just
Jeb.
save the world every day.
He's like, you don't want to see him mad. And I just want to see him gone.
Oh, God.
She's just so...
Yeah.
So shredding metal it's so corny. I don't remember.
Design a jacket where the word was all on one line.
Yeah.
That's a little...
well, that makes it
lazy.
even more like dork or,
Yeah.
like loser band. Like, their amps go up to 12. But I don't remember this incarnation of Clark Kent. I don't think I really kept up with my Superman
Yeah, this is more from when I
through
was
the
a
90s.
kid.
Yeah, because that ponytail's too much. That's, wow.
Well,
wow.
they tried to cut it off, but it broke the scissors.
So they're walking home, and Lois is like, well, don't let him get to you. And then he's like, what's that? And he's sunlight reflecting off a mirror. Here. Answer the glasses, and here he is. Boom.
Oh, so this must be the era where they're married and she knows he's Superman.
I don't think they're
see.
married yet,
I'm
but
Superman, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And
He lets his ponytail out. It's long and flowing.
yes. He's like, Batman, what's up? Superman, you got my message. You came. So,
It's a story by Louise Simonson. I recognize that name. We've got penciler John Bogdanovi, I think is how you say that. Bogdanovi.
Dennis Janke, inker.
Who's in charge of getting that mullet?
That's, I don't know.
Nugent. Wait a minute. They had him working on this thing. Give him a mullet. All right, I'm going to lunch.
And he's already, really super muscly.
Yeah, he must have taken that muscle class from the ad we
But
saw.
that stance that Batman has is a little coquettish. It's a little something. A little something. So he says, with your city and phone lines destroyed, I had no way of contacting you. I was forced to use the primitive expedient of Morse code. That's a weird way to say that. What has happened to your Metropolis, my old friend? He goes, happened? Your hair.
Weird face. His eyebrows look really big in that profile
Yeah.
shot. That's weird.
And then Batman, he acknowledges, your hair. Not going hippie on us, are you? He's like, hippie? And then, why are you here?
I'm glad they acknowledge it.
So he's saying that something is going on in his world, a time anomaly.
People from the past are appearing.
Yeah, people from the past are appearing. And then you always have, this is something that happens throughout this whole story. So, and he's like, and as always, you've stepped in to help. I guess even a broken back can't stop Batman.
Oh, so this is a post-Bane breaking his back era.
Yeah, yeah. Then you have Coming to Save Your Butt.
Blank Man. I remember that. I don't think I saw that movie, but I remember hearing it.
Yeah, I don't know that I saw it either, but I love the Damon brothers. But yeah, that's a kind of a cool graphic.
Very cool. Oh, I would probably be more hyped about this when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
It was the coolest thing at the time.
Yeah. And they've never really done a good movie for that either.
I liked it. I liked the first one anyway. It's corny, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah. I think they could do better. They might.
Definitely.
So then you have Ron and Jimmy coming in. They've got backstage passes They're all hip with their lots of
They're
wrinkles in
looking
the
very
jeans, though.
1994.
Yeah, it's
Gotta have holes in jeans.
and yeah, it's a little much. It's a little
Leg
much.
warmers.
And leg warmers, yeah. Yeah. And then you have the bus that is holding the band, and the fans showing up, and her bodyguard won't let them in.
I like the scruff.
The scruff is good.
There's
And,
that spaceship again.
yes. And
Professor Hamilton has a robot hand or something, it looks like.
I know.
Maybe he
And
was
like
playing
the
with
fans
those.
know Professor Hamilton. So
I think there was a video game system that had a glove. Maybe he was just playing that.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's the first appearance of the doctor there. So basically they're disgruntled. They can't get in to see the band. And
Whoa.
then you have
The mutants from Dark Knight Returns.
yeah. And sounds warbling on the far left speaker. Wonder what caused. And then there he is. And then you have these guys come in to grab him. And then you have Batman.
The
And
gritty.
thud. Superman has sold us out,
He's
which
very
is really
wide.
odd.
He's a stout Batman.
And still, I've come to him.
Even the
So-
logo's stretched out.
Yeah, I know.
The
His
bulldog
utility belt is
Batman.
intense.
Yeah. That
And his
skinny little
blades.
cape in the wind. I even wear one at that point. It's like a scarf.
He's he reminds me of Wolverine big time.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those stubby little ears.
And he's so stubby. He's so muscly
I
that
know.
how does he even move? His sound effects, crump. Yeah, clud.
Chalk. Back.
And so he's fighting these guys, and Superman and Batman show up. He's like, Batman? And then down on the bottom, you have this shit going
Something
on.
bad's coming.
It's like, what? I like that there's consistency.
Somebody's coming with some Kryptonian scissors to cut that mullet.
One hopes. And so he's like, same story. People from the past are showing up in his timeline.
They're ripping on the hair again. Superman, forever vital, forever perfect, except the hair in these ruins.
Yeah, they're like picking on him about the city. It's almost like, Superman, what? Do you not acknowledge that your city is in shambles? And who are you? I'm Batman. And you?
That should be obvious.
So yeah, something in his timeline is happening in Gotham. And I'll be right back. So I don't know. And he goes, your counterpart here has warned me about this also. I accept that there's a problem. I have an idea, and I'll be right back. He takes off.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
It's like a colonial Superman or something.
really odd.
It's an interesting idea. Isn't Mike Mignola the guy that did Hellboy? That looks like this style of art.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the physicist who might be able to help me with this time conundrum isn't in his lab. So he has to go back.
What a crazy panel. The coloring just
Isn't
changes
it?
so dramatically.
And I love that you have the two silhouettes.
Yeah.
And you obviously
yellow
can
light
tell
thing's
who they
crazy.
are. Yeah. So,
This janky little, it's like his glider.
and those fanatics who threatened to interrupt the concert were armed and dangerous. The potential for disaster is Superman, strange company you keep. And
I
then
like
with that
how
mob
his
below,
word bubble is all shaky. He's like, with that mob below and felons lurking like rats in the shadows.
his cape is almost like
It's all old-timey.
yeah, but it's almost like
It's so round.
like a cage for hang gliding.
Yeah, I
Apparatus.
think he was gliding down.
And look, he's got no muscles.
He doesn't
just-
need them.
So yeah, that's so strange. So now we've got 3 different Batmans.
He's got a donut in his belt. If you get hungry.
Indeed. Oh, that's funny. And then these other guys.
Oh, it's getting pretty close.
Yeah,
But, you know,
there's
Superman
something.
can fly up and check what that is and fly back before the
Before
guys
they
finish
even
their
think,
sentence.
right,
Yeah.
right. If he knew.
If he knew it was there.
I
yeah.
love the way that they portray him so differently. So differently. So then we cut to the concert on the lawn. People are starting to,
His ears look more like horns in this old design.
yeah.
I remember
I
getting
like
out
the
of the public
angular.
library, they had a big omnibus of this era, and I didn't care for that character design when I was a kid because I thought it was corny, but I like it now.
Yeah, I
can
like the
appreciate
angular.
it for what it is.
His face being so angular. So then you have this family who is...
Oh, it's Perry. It's the newspaper
Yeah, it's
editor.
and his wife, and they've got with him, what is this kid's name here? Dum dum dum.
Keith?
Yes, Keith. Sorry. Anyway, his mom disappeared, so they're kind of taking him under their wing, and they're at this concert, and then all of a sudden he looks up, he's yelling, "Mom!" Like he didn't know where his mom was, and they gave him a little
weird.
sense of security and
Wow, if people from the past are showing up, though, maybe that explains
yeah, and so they stand up. You know, Perry is, oh my back, I'm so old. So Keith takes off running, and they're come back, and the band is
it. Aces High just warmed up, it looks like.
Yep. And they're getting ready and shredding metal. Metropolis is all
Had the movie
Children
Babe come out
of
by
the
now?
Night.
There's a band called Babe in this. I don't know if I forget when that movie with the pig came out. I like that movie.
This babe is way different than a pig. That loop.
Children of the Night are coming
Yeah,
on.
the Children of the Night. And this gives it a little bit of a clue.
I like that. How the
What?
bats curve up and also the different versions
What
of
is this guy
Batman.
getting ready to do?
Just letting one rip.
That's the
How do
only-
you think he gets started when he flies on his glider? It gives him that extra push.
I love that. He's got this going upwards, and he's just draped.
Should
His
have
cape is-
Superman's mullet draped like that.
and then this guy, look at him balance on his little toes. He's so
Yeah,
huge.
what's that bulging out of his butt? Is he?
Ew.
Grandpa Batman had an accident.
And then look at the gargoyles. How they're
Oh,
different
yeah.
too. Each of the gargoyles
cool.
is different. Yeah. Yeah. And so he's like, why have they all come here to warn me? We desperately need to find out what's going on. But I can't leave Metropolis until this crowd disperses safely. He's such a goody two-shoe. The music's so loud, it's interfering with my super hearing.
Really?
And then what do you think about the lead singer there?
It's like a vampire.
Yeah, yeah. And this version of Batman is like, it no longer surprises me that the rubble that surrounds us passes for Metropolis with noise like this posing for music or passing for music.
Where's the jazz?
But then he hears his super hearing kicks in, and this guy
The mutant.
tries to assassinate
Dang.
Babe. And you see the
He
bullet
did
going,
shoot
yeah,
her,
hit
yeah.
right through her. This is a weird pose. He looks like a lion.
Why even stop to point at the new snipers?
Yeah.
Why not just go after him? You're so fast.
Yeah.
He's got to delegate to the Batman.
And so the Batmen all come fighting. This guy's too much. And it's got their different sounds. You can
He's
almost...
looking wrinkly there.
I know. He's older though, right?
Yeah, he's like the dystopian come out of retirement Batman.
Yeah. And
That tank.
and these guys we are the chosen, and they have this tank, and so everyone's trying to stop it from running through the crowd and overtaking the stage, and they think that they've killed her, and this shows the different. He's so skinny. You take that right gunner, I'll take the left. So you got the Batmen working together, and their shadows. I just love how they differentiate the different Batmen.
They just want butter.
But
Or margarine.
And then save your ammunition, Batman. I'll deal with this particular critic. Groan.
Padow? Is that what?
Yeah.
Padow!
And well, music lovers, looks like the concert's over.
They like going after
Yes.
like heavy metal music in this one, I guess.
His
Like, making
hair
fun of
is
it.
just-
But he's got the hair to be a heavy metal fan, so
You would think. I like how they do his hands though, really, really detailed.
yeah, geez.
And then you see on the stage, she's fine. She's
Oh.
giving the encore, and then
Becoming a bat?
becoming a
Oh
bat.
God.
And then you hear, babe, babe, and the crowd's yelling for her. And these guys are, the music was so loud. The darkness so...
Stygian.
Isn't it? No, I shot her. I know I shot her. And they were under attack. So,
That's a weird
It's the
advertisement.
end of an era.
Welcome to the 30th century. Well, we already went to the
31st.
31st century with Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's kind of old news. Oh.
So, then you have an ad for Flash, Roadkill. Everything else is just Roadkill. That's a nice drawing of Flash, though.
Yeah. He's got a big butt chin.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You have to if you're running that fast.
So then you have these guys with their backstage passes, and they come in, and he knows her. He's like, very vampiric makeup and incredible effects. You were super. And then he's, introducing his partner, Ron. And she gives him a hug.
Oh, is
and,
that Jimmy Olsen?
Yeah.
Oh,
how is everything? And it shows what he believes is
no. He
makeup
doesn't
and
notice
stuff.
the blood on her? Oh, he thinks it's makeup?
Yeah,
She's just
yeah.
having ketchup on her hot dog.
Yes. And then he finds the professor. And he's like, there's a problem.
Wait a
So,
minute.
did I go too many?
No. I was wondering what that is. Is his arm farting? Little steam's coming out of his robot arm?
Is that steampunk? Is he a steampunk
I
dude?
guess.
And so he's like, none of these Batmen are from our own reality, Professor. For one thing, none of them has broken his back. So this drawing, that's intense.
He looks grizzled.
He just-
I like this reaction shot of Superman, too.
Yes. And this guy.
He looks so shocked that his ears got longer. He's like, what? He's so happy looking.
I know. They're great. Yeah, so he shows up, and then
Hey, everybody, I'm Batman.
and then all of a sudden, they start disappearing. The professor's running tests.
I see.
And then they start disappearing. And then he goes, excuse me, Professor Hamilton, I hear a high-pitched signal, which indicates you may be right.
Uh-oh.
Then we cut back to Lois and Jeb, and he's just telling her, hey, if you ever get rid of that guy, give me a call. And he wants her to go with them. And she picks to stay with Clark. And Jimmy's saying goodbye to Babe. And he's like, good night, Babe. It's great seeing you again. Man, I can't get over your special effects. And she's like, thanks, Jimbo. Crying. Neither can I. So, yeah. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to find out more about her story. And then you've got this ship. We've arrived. They call this land Smallville, Kansas. But is he here? Will he be glad to see us? Like,
Who
what
could it be?
is... And then you've got...
Ooh,
Batman.
he's got the bat helmet looking thing on the front of his car, just in case you didn't know whose car it was.
He's like, you came. With your city and phone lines destroyed, I had no way of contacting you. Isn't that strange? It's like everybody
Yeah.
says that. And then high-pitched sonic bursts weren't necessary to attract your
Were they
attention.
expedient, though?
He goes, I guess a broken bat can't dampen a Batman's resourcefulness. And he says, my injuries weren't nearly as serious as yours. It's been quite a year for both of us. So, again, Superman, what's up? And something very strange is happening in Gotham. People from the past are appearing. And,
It's not an anomaly, it's a cosmic crisis.
yep, if we don't act
no.
soon, our universes will be gone forever.
Metron.
And then you have this other little story that's been going on. We'll know soon. Look, there's a light in the dwelling. You see this couple
Whoa.
sitting there watching an old movie. a knock on the door at midnight, and it's good to see you, my son.
Oh no!
Greetings, Kal-El.
They
We've
think
come to
he's
take you
Kal-El.
home.
Those outfits, that's crazy. I like
Isn't
the
it?
white border thing. That's pretty cool.
So I wonder this whole second story here, how that plays out with the whole people from the past coming back.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
these are definitely people from the past.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, and look at this graphic, this
Ooh.
drawing.
Those arms.
Crazy! Look at all the veins.
Veins. Yeah, he looks like
His hair, not
like
wavy
a
anymore.
Cable or something from Marvel.
And how big his hand is, bigger than, that's his entire leg. His thigh is bigger than his.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
the 90s for you.
So, yeah, it's,
I liked that. That was cool. Nice shout out to different eras of
yeah,
comic history.
yeah.
Very cool.
It was a good, story. When I picked this, I did pick it for the cover, but I didn't realize until I looked closer all the different variations of Batman.
His long chin.
Ooh, yeah.
I keep noticing details
Just-
the longer I look. I'm
yeah.
still not sure about this guy. Who let that guy in?
Yeah.
That's not a real Batman.
I do remember this guy.
Yeah.
I do. The Miller. Yeah. It would be fun to match them up with their different artists.
I'd love to see a similar thing with Superman himself, the different
Oh,
designs
yeah.
over the year. That'd be
Like this
cool.
dude. He
Yeah, what's he
doesn't
doing?
even have a.
Is he part of the panorama, or is he like
Is
the
he part of the-
icon for the comic or something? It's
Yeah,
hard to tell. It
it's
doesn't
hard
look
to
like
tell.
he fits in color-wise, but
But that was good.
yeah,
I
that
enjoyed
was
that
great.
comic. So if you guys enjoyed that comic, give us a subscribe and send us a comment to let us know what you think. And if there's anything you want us to read, let us know. Thanks.